Hi, my name is Dr. Michelle Maidenberg, and I'm really excited to have a guest with us today. Her name is Rebecca, and she's going to introduce herself. She has a lot of hidden talents, so I hear. And she's going to really be talking about self massage, and I'm excited to learn about it as well. We've been chatting a little bit before, and it sounds just so therapeutic and helpful, and it sounds like it could be used. It's very user friendly. So she's going to explain who she is and talk a little bit about, tips to help each one of you. Rebecca.
Yeah, my name is Rebecca Rosen. I am so happy to be here today and really grateful for the platform and the opportunity to share. My background in education is in cognitive science. And so I was studying about consciousness and like mentality as I was getting my yoga teacher training for the first time. And so I was like thinking about Eastern and Western modalities of what is the mind and why are we thinking and what does that mean. And then I dove a little deeper into a second yoga teacher training, and I've done a number of mindfulness-based workshops. I've worked with kids, I've worked with adults. It's my jam. I love it, and it's kind of been weaving in and out through my life. So I now am a data scientist, and I still am teaching weekly classes on Instagram. And just trying to keep up every day something small. And so that's what we're talking about today is self-massage, which is the best way, I think, to incorporate some sort of body modality into your morning, your evening, your in-betweens. It's really user-friendly. It's approachable for anybody, and you can start small, you can go big. I think it's one of the beautiful treasures within yoga and Ayurveda and a lot of other modalities as well.
And I just wanted to chime in because we were talking about before. I teach a mindfulness class, a graduate class, and I have some skeptics, who say, I can't meditate or I can't do mindfulness practice because my mind's too chatty, which I totally get. And I always say, you have to find the thing that works for you. And we were talking about before, particularly with using your body and touching your body, it could definitely evoke a lot of emotions and triggers, I'm going to say. So, for people who, Rebecca gave a really good example that you don't have to massage the whole body, but you could just go central around the feet or an area that's not evoking. So to really find something that works for you, and I thought this was a great modality that may work for some who prefer movement or other things besides like a sitting practice. So I'm so excited to learn how to do this.
Yeah, I think it's a great thing. And absolutely, if there's something that is triggering or just not friendly to you right now, feel free to skip it, fast forward, whatever. And if there's something you love, just like stick with it for a while and dig into a feeling and just keep breathing. So if it's cool, I'll go through a little quick
Yes.
flow of like what the body massage could look like. I'm going to start with my feet. So I'm going to take you down to feet down. So this is a great practice, I will say, to do with or without oil. So in Ayurveda, the oil is used a lot in like Ayurvedic spas. It's typically coconut oil, almond oil, or sesame oil. And that kind of depends on your dosha, which is like a constitution within the Ayurvedic practice. Like if you're really fiery, you're going to want something that cools you down. If you're really chill, maybe something that warms you up. I'm just doing coconut oil. You don't need it. Without it, it's called dry brushing. So we'll just start at our feet because that is if you only have like 2 minutes to do this, the best place to start. And B, I think, we use our feet every day. And so it's a really important spot to give love to. We're just going to start on the soles of the feet. You can roll around with your thumbs, go across the center, and then up into the base of the heels, the balls of the feet. And then as you roll around, come to the front. And what's really great about these is we have little bones and muscles and ligaments that we can feel around. And as we move up through the heels and the ankles, we're just going to find big circles and then up through the legs. And the point of this is to get big strokes on the big muscles and circles on the joints. And as we do this, our body starts to calm down. We start to give a sense of security to the body as we go slow, and we give a sense of stability if we want to move faster. We allow ourselves to be where we are, and we can move into the knees, which is a great place for me. I have a lot of knee troubles, but as we age, as we walk, a lot of things come up. And so when we're doing self-massage, we can move into the thigh if you're following along. You get to keep tabs on what's happening with your body in a really loving way. And coming into the hips, just finding big circles here. So that is really crucial. And I think for people with yoga, it can be a little bit challenging because there's a pressure to go quickly or to follow what the teacher's doing or to be at a different pace. But with self-massage, you can really anchor in to the body. I'm going to show a quick belly technique.
Could I just ask you one question? Does it matter, like, whether it's like if you wear shorts, like if it's like, bare skin or on top of clothing? Does that matter?
So I'm doing it on top of clothing
Yeah.
for this presentation. The primo is with a little bit of heated up oil, like warm, hot, and no clothing, like in your bathroom with an old towel, with some nice music and candles, really treating yourself. That is the best right before bed,
Mhm.
especially if you can get essential oils and massage them, especially into your feet. That's a really good place to absorb the essential oils and the moisture, and it really helps your skin. And then just to do it all throughout the body. So yeah, but during the day, like if
Okay.
you're stressed out, you can just go ahead and take your shoes off, right? Everybody's at home. So
Yeah.
take 5 minutes to massage your feet or to massage your shoulders or your head.
Hmm.
It's good, is really good for the belly. So the best part is that it moves with the digestion. So if you start at the top, down the left side, across the bottom, and up the right, you're moving in the direction of digestion. And this is great with clothes because you're just sort of feeling like after lunch, if you've got a bit of a pit in your stomach, you can use this to massage it out, or with the oil at night. It's a good way to unwind from the day and help your body move through whatever's kind of stuck there.
And one more question too. So I wanted to actually make a recommendation because the essential oils that seem to be very, very relaxing and soothing is lavender, especially for sleep. So I'm just giving a shout out to lavender.
That's lavender.
And then
Okay.
yeah, and then the other thing is, people don't know this because because I do use essential oils in my office as well sometimes, and people are like, I don't know where to get that. So I just want to say that it's incredible that almost every store that I know of, pharmacy, if you go to CVS, Walgreens, any pharmacy, they have a whole section of them. So yeah, so they're very, very easy to access and find, and you can even get it online very easily too.
Yeah, and I would love to add, it's not just for when you're trying to calm down. Something like a citrus, like a lemon or a lime or an orange, is great for energizing. I
Yeah.
love lavender for waking up, or sorry, rosemary. That's like, it's
Hmm.
very spry and awake.
Yeah. And
But lavender is incredible.
eucalyptus also.
Eucalyptus is great. And
I
you
love
start
it.
to, I think what's great about them is they at first, like they get you and they start to calm you, but as you make a routine with it, and also with self-massage and with yoga and any of these practices, when you find the space that you've designated or that smell or that like the essential oil diffuser, just the association with that physical embodiment brings a sense of relaxation. Okay, I know I'm taking care of myself now and I can kind of relax. I've shown myself that I'm safe.
Yeah, I agree. And I just one more thing to add is it's a great grounding exercise, and I love this because sometimes we're so activated, whether it's having like a very intense emotional reaction or, because of various reasons, we feel like very, very activated. We can't like kind of get in our own body. So it's a way to just like even transitioning, right? Do you find that too? Transitioning from, setting to setting, or like, let's say, I find with even kids, right? Now there's like a big transition from school to home and they're both in the same setting. So just that headspace to just make that distinction is really helpful too.
Right. And I'm glad that you brought up the kids because this is something that you can teach in small doses to your kids. And it can be something that I've encouraged with yoga with families where it's like, all right, let's do a 5 minute, yoga dance. And then the adult is getting like a little bit of stretch in, a little bit of chill, and the kids have something to focus on. And especially with self massage, if you're teaching, okay, here's a pressure point, here's this fun spot you can play around with, and then the kid tries it, and then you get to do it too, and you get to breathe. And it
Right.
isn't great migration point from activity into your body. And then now it's bedtime, or now it's dinner time, and we're a little bit chiller.
Mm-hmm. Or you could do it to each other too.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. My daughter is always, could you massage my feet? She loves it. Oh my goodness. She giggles, but she loves it. She just sits there and she's like in heaven.
And then you can say, all right, cool, now it's my turn.
Yes, exactly. Is there any other areas of the body that you think, because I know you did the stomach and the legs, any other area that you think is kind of central that is really helpful?
I think the shoulders, the neck and shoulders, for so many people, we're
Mm,
seated a lot, and it's great to just notice where our shoulders are at. So I would even say if you're doing like a midday self massage, take 3 full breaths before you start.
mm,
That allows your body to relax and allows you to show up and notice what is coming up. So just starting in like the back, everybody knows where their spots are, but starting in the back, find a knot and breathe into your hand. And as you exhale, you can feel the knot slow down, release a little bit. And then the same technique moving down. And then the hand. I love the hand. If there's a moment, I would love to share, like
oh,
going
yes.
across the bottom here as a start and finding little circles, and then down at the
Mm,
heel. And then, as I mentioned before, this pressure point in between the thumb and the rest of the hands is sort of like web. If you pulse it up and down, that's really nice. Finding spots in between each of those long fingers. And then if I've ever gotten a manicure, this is like the best part, like pulling, you can do anything for yourself, right? This is
mhm,
so nourishing. And actually, at the ends of your pinkies, there's a pressure point for your kidneys. So if you give
mm,
a nice pull here, you can also massage at the kind of like the waist where your ribs meet your hips. That's your kidneys, and you can use your thumbs to get in there, and that can release some tension and also bring like some confidence. It allows the body to flow a little more.
mhm.
Yeah, and then the scalp, like if you got some time, just kind of get in there. That's a it's a really nice one to find some circles. There's some really great pressure points underneath, behind the ear, and like right tracking under the skull there.
I love those. And I have to say also, like, there's so much freedom in what you're doing too, because I find that people get kind of awkward or uncomfortable, like when we're touching our own bodies, like, right? And for my practice, I feel when I'm teaching self-compassion, it's the same sort of thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like saying something like wonderful to yourself, or giving yourself, like being proud of yourself, or giving yourself accolades. People are like, ooh, that just feels something's wrong about that. But, being kind to yourself is,
Mm-hmm.
especially now when we really need it, right? I don't know if you're finding that too, but like I find that we're just so constricted because of feeling so much intensity. I just love this. I feel like it's a gift that you're giving yourself too.
Absolutely. And I think it's a good start towards showing yourself love. I think we do
Yeah.
this no matter what. Like, oh, I'm stressed out, my neck hurts. You kind of do it begrudgingly. But when you set
Yeah.
time aside, then it becomes a gift. It becomes a celebration. It becomes a showering upon yourself. And
Yeah.
it, I think, opens the door to say, oh, you have a beautiful arm. Like, that's a great fingertip you have. And you start to find little pieces of yourself that you love. And honestly, if you're not feeling that way to your body, just try bringing those statements. Like you're saying, kind of the
Mhm.
awkward moments, you can bring those into something that already feels good, to sort of retrain the brain to make those compliments feel good and not feel awkward.
Yeah, and to be present with it. Like you could be present with your awkward feelings, right? And like learn over time, right? As you do it, as you practice more and more, right? And I'm sure you find this too, it becomes less awkward because you get used to it,
Yeah,
right?
enter the phone. Like,
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing too, which, just to kind of summarize and end off with is it's really a way to show that you have value
hmm,
and that you're worth your time
love that.
and that there are ways that you're deserving of feeling, good in your body, right?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
thank you, Rebecca. Thank you so much. This has been so wonderful. And I am so excited that I learned about it because I am going to absolutely try this myself.
Let me know what you find.
Yes. So thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.